Let me show you something here. See, here we have Venus. You know it's a planet because when I zoom in on it, it gets bigger, but a star does not get bigger. Good morning, it's Saturday. I'm at the farmer's market in downtown Manistee. A few more people than last week, but not very many people here.
California.
Hold on. I got a man down here who's talking about strawberries, and tell me, who are you and where are you from?
My name is Mark. I'm from Michigan.
Michigan?
Yeah,
What city?
Ludington.
What's the deal on strawberries? I didn't know strawberries had a heart.
Michigan strawberries are far better than California or Florida strawberries. Partly in because Florida strawberries and California strawberries are made to travel, grown to travel.
All right.
The heart inside of a Michigan strawberry is far smaller than the heart inside of a California strawberry.
All right.
That makes the flavor.
Huh.
So they're just better. Michigan berries are better.
You swear to it, huh?
Well, I swear to it because I know that you can't go to California and buy a Michigan strawberry because they don't sell them to travel.
Ah. Now, do you grow your own fruit?
I do not, but I pick my own.
You pick your own. Okay. Very good. Okay. Hey, thank you, sir. Looking across the river, you can see how high the water is. It's almost to the top of the docks. I don't know if this is due to global warming. I think it is. The icebergs are melting.
These fans here cost more? Yeah, so what the Michigan? I can put that on. Yeah. Like I say, I told you we have your pancake breakfast. Yeah, I know exactly. And everybody else has those corn syrup. We bring out one of these and pass it down. We have a lot of crap.
I'm at a booth. The lady's got a bunch of maple syrup. Tell me, who are you and where are you from?
Carla Stevert from Arcadia, Michigan.
And you said you tap trees in Arcadia?
We tap trees in Arcadia,
Right in the city?
right in town, yep, up and down the streets.
Okay, and then what do you do with it then?
We take it and take it to Bear Lake.
Uh-huh.
We outgrew our garage in Arcadia, so now we boil it down in Bear Lake.
And so if you get,
Hello.
there comes some people want to buy something. So how many times a week or a month do you pick up your syrup?
Just about every day. During the season, we usually tap in March, around the 1st of March.
And how many trees would that be?
We put out about 700, between 700 and 800 taps a year.
700?
That's like 2 taps a tree because we do pretty big trees. And
Show
you
me
get-
with your arms, how big is a tree?
Oh, yeah.
And that's a maple?
Maple trees.
That's why they call it maple syrup?
That's why they call it maple syrup.
See, I didn't know.
And
Yeah.
it takes 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup.
Good grief. 40 gallons.
To 1. And all it is just the process of evaporation.
Yeah.
You're heating it and it evaporates the water,
Wow.
the moisture out of it.
Now, when you have pancakes, do you use maple syrup or do you?
Yes. I do. And I also use maple syrup in my squash in the fall. And I use it sometimes on my ice cream, my vanilla ice cream with a few nuts. I use it in my granola when I make my granola. So there's lots of uses for it.
Yeah. And how many gallons do you make a year?
We made like 312 this year, 312 gallons of maple syrup. Not quite as much as we did last year. Last year we did 390, but
Now, are you considered a pretty good big producer, or?
no,
Are you
we're
small?
small. I mean, we're pretty big. A lot of people make their own maple syrup, and they will make like 2 or 3 gallons for themselves and family and friends. So we are a little bigger than that, but there's producers that make thousands of gallons of syrup a year.
Now, do you tap each tree, or do you have to go? You have the tubes and stuff.
No, we tap each tree. We do. We do tubes, but we do a Y. We put two taps in the tree and put it to a Y and put it to a bucket on the ground.
I gotcha. And in a day, you get what, a quart of sap?
We'll get it. Those gallon when the weather is right, which we need above freezing during the day and below freezing at night.
Yep.
Those buckets will overflow if we
From
don't
one tree.
from one tree.
That's a lot of sap.
That's a lot of sap.
And that'll give you a cup of syrup.
Yep.
Okay, well, at least I know more now than I did. Thank you.
You should come to Arcadia in March, and you could watch us do it.
Maybe I will.
Okay.
I got a lady down here, says small town girl. A small town girl, who are you and what's your job today?
My name is Amanda Hartoon, and I am one of the organizers for the Bear Lake Family Fun Weekend. We're looking for a way to put the social in the social distance, but still maintain a safe.
So you told me before you were a Reed. Are you the,
I am a Reed.
and how do you, who can this that?
So Larry, who pulled the big tree in the sleigh bell parade
Yeah.
for years, is my grandfather. You may recognize me from waving with him on the tree. My uncle Ben now is pulling the tree in the sleigh bell parade, and this is our family tradition. We're hosting a horse pull today in downtown Bear Lake.
And how many teams?
We're expecting 10.
10 teams. Is that good? It sounds good to me.
That's better than ever, than we've ever had. We've had this pull for the last 2 years, and we've been about 8 teams.
And how long, if it all goes fairly well, how long will it take to go through 10 teams?
Usually about a couple hours.
2 hours. Okay, then
Yep.
we're going to have a good pull.
Yep.
And how do you, how far do you pull?
The teams pulled 27 and a half feet, and that was based off study and research done by Iowa State University as to how much maximum effort horses could put at a sustained distance in a safe period of time. So it's all based on science and research and how long they can sustain their effort.
So when they
safe
first start pulling, and what is that event? What is that thing that they pull?
So they will be pulling, we call it a stone boat. It's just a metal boat that we put cement blocks in increments of 500 pounds on. And to make it to the next round, they have to pass that 27 and a half feet. They get 3 tries to pass that full distance.
Okay.
And if they don't make that distance, then they will be placed according to their longest effort.
Okay. So it could be anywhere from 0 to...
Yeah, we measure in feet and inches. So it might be 6 inches if it gets really heavy. It might be, the full distance.
And your boat, when you start out, how much does it weigh?
I'm not certain of that. What weight he's gonna start on. My uncle runs that. Last year we got on 12,000 pounds, which was a really great load for here. Correct Compression and Beckmans do a lot of work on getting our track ready. They put brine down so that it makes it nice and level and smooth and gives good traction for the horses.
Now you have a little tractor there with a hoist on it.
Yep.
How much could that pull?
I'm not sure how much that could
I mean,
pull.
could it equal a good team, or would that, team pull it back?
I'm not certain. We use that tractor for loading the weights at the end of
I
every
understand.
round.
Okay, so
That's its purpose.
so you got your husband in this, or what?
Nope. My husband is a teacher at Bear Lake School, basketball coach. We're both teachers, and this is just me going back to my roots, doing a family tradition with my father and grandfather, or my father, my uncle, and my grandfather. My father no longer pulls. We now have riding horses, but this is what my father, grandfather, uncle, and I did my entire childhood.
Isn't that amazing? And there, you said over there that it's like a gentle horse, like a big horse, a dog.
Correct.
A big dog.
Yeah, they are Belgian draft horses. They are bred for this. We look for size, desire to want to pull, a certain conformation, and hours upon hours of work and time go into training them. They train about 2 to 3 hours a day for this. They live the very pampered lifestyle. They are never outside in the flies and the heat. They will work usually in the morning hours when it's nice and cool. Then
Morning, is that what, 7 o'clock or?
Yeah, 7 or 8. You know, I've been working my horses at 4 in the morning lately when it's been so hot, so that they're not out in the heat because we don't want to drain their energy and tire them out.
Wow.
Then they are under fans. As you can see, some of the Teamsters have generators here running fans on their horses outside so the flies aren't bothering their horses.
When I lived in Owasso, we had the Clydesdales come there.
Yep.
I've never seen animals treated so good.
They live a pampered lifestyle, so then they get to stay in a clean barn with deep bedding and fans running on them in the heat of the day, and then in the evenings they get to go outside and frolic in their pastures and just enjoy themselves with their friends.
Just being a horse.
It's a good life.
Hey, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I will be over here, and I run back and forth.
Scott, you lost your koozie.
Okay, I'd like to welcome all of you here today. Thank you so much for coming out to support the community. We're going to have 10 teams here today, which is a good show. We've got guys here from Hale, Michigan, Lake City, Grand Rapids. A couple here from Bear Lake, one from Everett. One from Newaygo and one from Benzonia. So we got them scattered all over the state.
I had the one on there for wave and just waved at my sister.
Today we've got prizes for the top 5 teams. Our first place team is going to get this really nice director's chair that Amanda Hartoon donated. It says Bear Lake Horse Pull on the back of it. That'll go to our number 1 team today. And we've got 4 homemade pies from the Hirschberger Bakery. They're a local Amish family that bakes pies. They sell them also out here at Saddle Up's Grocery on Saturday mornings. And the second, third, fourth, and fifth place teams will be receiving each a pie.
think they let people on let their people down. And let people go
All right, we've got 10 teams here today. The order for today is going to be Dave DeWitt will be first up. Second will be Bud Gould. Third will be Ben Reed. Fourth will be John Reed. Fifth will be Jess Erickson. I'm sorry, that was fifth. Sixth will be Roman Edmonds. Seven will be Scott Fisk. Eight will be Ben Reed. 9 will be Martin Dowling, and 10 will be Susan Zinker. This team coming up in front here, this is their first day out away from the farm. So they might be a little scary, but we'll give them a minute, they'll get used to it. They'll make sure the guys all stay within their boundaries and don't be doing anything naughty. Amanda will be running, I believe, the chain, making sure she gets the measurements right. This team here is Bud Gould. Let's put your way though. That's going to be a practice load. We've got Susan Zinker here with her team. A lot of times she just does wagon rides in the winter, and her team doesn't have the pulling shoes, they are just barefoot. So she's going to come in and just take a couple practice hitches before we get started on the official load, which will be 5,000 pounds. know there's a couple roans down here. This pair that's coming in is Susan Zinker. Okay, this pair is actually a Brabant breed. And in the wintertime, I think, Susie, they turn almost a brownish gray when they get their winter fur. Then they shed out. But it's a beautiful gray. Good job, Susie. This pair takes their dear sweet time hooking up to the boat. What they're used to is backing up and stepping over a tongue and getting hooked to a wagon, so we want to keep them doing that for Susie. Susie, you're going to come back in again? First up, Dave DeWitt. Second is Bud Gould. Third is Ben Reed. Fourth is John Reed. Fifth is Jeff Erickson. Sixth is Roman Edmonds. Seventh is Scott Stiff. Eighth is Ben Reed. Ninth is Martin Dowling. And 10th is Susie Baker. Okay, first team up is Dave DeWitt. Dave's from Everett, Michigan. He's pulling Ray and Bud.
Ray and Bud.
Move it. Back. Move back. Back.
And that's a full pull for Dave DeWitt. Next up is Bud Gould. Following Bud is Ben Reed. Bud coming in here, he's from Newaygo, Michigan. And Bud is pulling George and Barney.
I got it.
And that's a full pull for Bud's team. And I believe Bud's dad is doing the driving today. Next up is Ben Reed. Ben's from here in Bear Lake. And this team is Bob and King.
Better than your old black kid.
That's a full pull for Ben Reed. Next up, we've got John Reed. John is out of Reed City. Hawkins, I'm sorry, Hawkins, Mississippi. Right next door. And he is pulling Duke and Duke. That way he doesn't get mixed up. And it doesn't matter what horse he's mad at. They're both going to get chewed out for it. And that's a full pull for John Reed. Next up. Next up, we've got Roman Edmonds. Roman's out of Lake City. He's pulling Rex and Dale. Following Roman is Scott Fisk. Next, Keith Dave. That's a photo for Roman. Next up is Scott Fisk with Jim and Rich. Following Scott will be Ben Reed's number 2 pair. Susie Foz, when you get a minute, will you come up here, please? Okay, this is Scott Fisk, and he's out of Cedar Springs, and he's pulling Jim and Rick. Following Scott is Ben Reed's number 2 pair. And that's a photo for Scott Fisk. Next up is Ben Reed. Ben's from here in Bear Lake. This is Jake and Frank. This is their first contest and their first time away from home. So
Kind of scary when
They're
I
gonna
go to
drop.
Bible camp.
I'm not prejudiced or anything. And following Ben will be Martin Dowling. Next up, we have Martin Dowling. Martin's here from Grand Rapids. And he's pulling Pat and Roy. After Martin will be Susie Zinker. Okay, and that's a full quote from Martin Dowling. Susie Zinker, we would like to thank you for coming out and trying yours today. Like we said, her pair is barefoot. They don't have shoes on like these pulling horses, but she wanted to come out and make a show for us today, and she's going to pass for the day. And we'd like to thank her for coming out and participating. So that completes completes this round, we're going to add another 1,000 pounds to the boat. If I can get my weight guy's attention. Bart, wait. Them out on the track, the yellow boundary ropes. Those ropes are 18 feet apart. The horses have to stay within those boundaries. If they step on a rope or over a rope, they'll lose the distance they made that pull and they'll have to come in for another attempt. They have to clear a distance of 27 1/2 feet in one full continuous pull without stopping. They don't get it to full distance, we'll write down the distance and they hook to the boat and pull it again, or they can unhook past that attempt and come in at the end of the go-round and take a third attempt. Also, I'm here on the down and the judges are in place, ready to go. Dave DeWitt on 6,000 pounds.
No, 6 tickets for fun.
And that's a full distance for Dave with Ray and Bud. Next up is Bud Gould. Bud's pulling George and Barney.
Thank you. Perfect.
We also, the Heritage Draft Course Organization, we're a non-profit organization. We try and schedule these pulls at different festivals throughout the summer. We originally had 15 pulls scheduled for this year. We are down to 4 with the COVID-19 cancellation. So we have this pull here today. We have one that we're running in Montgomery, Indiana today with a different unit. Okay, his first attempt he was over the rope, so he'll lose that distance, but he made a full pull on his second attempt, and that will advance him to the next round. Next up is Ben Reed. Okay, also on our schedule on July the 25th, there's a St. Jude benefit pull at the Topeka, Indiana Sale Barn. And then on Labor Day, there's another pull at Manton at the Harvest Festival. I believe that one is at noon on Labor Day. Okay, this is a full pull for Ben. Next up is John Reed. Following John Reed will be Jeff Erickson. Okay, Susie Foss is across the way over here. Black t-shirt and the ice cream pail in her hand. She'll be selling 50-50 tickets. All the money in there, we'll divide it in half, and the winner of the winning, or the owner of the winning ticket at the end of the pull will get half of the pot. for John Reed with Duke and Duke. Next up is Jess Erickson. Following Jess will be Roman Edmonds. The 50-50 tickets are 6 tickets for $5 or $1 apiece. That's a full pull and a half again for Jeff Erickson. Get the boat headed back the other direction, and next up will be Roman Edmonds. Following Roman will be Scott Fitz. Roman just wanted to take it the whole length to see if he could do it, and Amanda could keep up. Next up is Scott Fitz, and then the Ben Reed number 2 pair.
I had my arm ready for protection for a backhand from her. Yeah. Well,
I thought about that.
like, when I died, even though my brother-in-law is the cremation, I said, instead of paying for him to do it, just all of you load me into the outdoor wood burn, and it'll take care of the smell making for a while. It'll be taken care of. They then make
Takes Scott a little while to get here. I think his trailer is the farthest one north of the pile. That's a full pull for Scott. Next up is the Ben Reed number 2 pair. Following Ben will be Martin Dowling. Up and last in the row of this load is Martin Dowling. That completes this round. Everybody's across on this load. We'll add another 1,000 pounds on the boat. It'll bring us up to 7,000 pounds. Okay, we're ready to go. We got 7,000 pounds on the boat. First up is Dave DeWitt. Next would be Bud Gould. And then Ben Reed. Ian Davis from Everett. This pair combined weight between the two horses is 4,800 pounds. That's a full pull for Dave DeWitt. Next up is Bud Gould. Following Bud will be Ben Reed. Bud Gould's team is George and Barney, and this team also weighs 4,800 pounds. Okay, Bud's team was on the ropes on the first pull, so they started over again and they crossed it on their second, so they're good to go on the second round. Next up is Ben Reed. Following Ben will be John Reed, then Jeff Erickson. This team is Bob and King, and they also weigh 4,800 pounds. That is a full pull for Ben Reed. Next up is John Reed. Following John will be Jess Erickson and then Roman Edmonds. John Reed is from Hawkins, Michigan with Duke and Duke. And this pair weighs 4,600 pounds.
Really? Wow. I don't have anybody like that. It's
And that's a full pull for John Reed. Next up is Jess Erickson. Following Jess is Roman Edmonds. Then Scott Fisk. That's coming in with Sam and George. Their combined weight is 4,700 pounds.
They didn't have any here? That's for Scott. Yeah. The first thing I think that's the last one. I think my yeah, because at that time that I just love it. It's just, and of course, it's really handy having two. Because I
That's a full pull for Jess Erickson. Next up is Roman Edmonds. Roman's here from Lake City. This team is also weighing 4,800 pounds. Following Roman will be Scott Fisk and then Ben Reed. That's a full pull for Roman. Scott Fisk is coming up next with Jim and Rich. And this team weighs 4,400 pounds. That's the full pull for Scott Fisk. Next up is Ben Reed. This is Frank and Jake. And this is our largest pair here today. Combined weight for this pair is 5,200 pounds. They're 4-year-olds, and believe it or not, they're still growing. Then last up on this logo will be Martin Dowling. That's a full pull for Frank and Jake. Next up is Martin Daly. Martin comes from Grand Rapids. He's pulling Pat and Roy. And this pair weighs 4,600 pounds.
Tried one of them Myers.
And that's a full pull for Martin. And that completes this round of 7,000 pounds. All of our teams are still in the contest. We have to add more weight, and we'll be back going again. Distancing and masks, those are all your choices. You're here as you are, however you want to be. But we just want to thank you all for coming. We'd like to thank Correct Expression for allowing us to have this pull here on their ground. Hilltop Seeds was a donator. A lot of the guys buy their seeds. They're from in the Grand Traverse City area. First up here is Dave DeWitt. This is 8,000 pounds. That's a full pull for Dave. Next up we got Bud Gould, then Ben Reed. Some of our other sponsors are North Star Automotive, Comfort Center of Manistee, Filer Credit Union, Country View Farms, Saddle Up Gas and Grocery, Jeff and Amanda Hartoon, Ben Angle, Ben and Lisa Reed, the Heritage Draft Horse Organization, Bart Richmond, Larry Reed, that's the full pull for Bud Gould. Next up is Ben Reed. Following Ben will be John Reed. Then Jess Erickson. Okay, we've got some special prizes going out today. We've got a judge out here supposed to be determining horsemanship and best dressed for the day. They are each receiving $25. And we also have an award of $25 gas card going out to the team that came here from the farthest away. That's full pull for Ben Reed. Next up we've got John Reed, then Jeff Erickson, and Roman Edmonds.
They're all right.
my lifelong record keeper back here. My mother-in-law keeps the charts every year, and she brings her book year after year. She said last year our last team, our winning team, pulled 12,250 pounds. Next up is Jess Erickson. Following Jess will be Roman Edmonds and then Scott Fitz. Our lady selling 50-50 tickets is across the track, and she's out and about if anybody's interested in 50-50 tickets. There's 6 tickets for $5 or $1 a piece. That's a full pull for Jess Erickson. Next up is Roman Edmonds. Following Roman is Scott Fisk and then Ben Reed. Again for Jessie. Next up in the round is, or no, I guess that was Roman. Scott Fisk is next up, followed by Ben Reed and Mark Snelling. Pull for Scott. Next up is Ben Reed, followed by Mark Dowling. Susie, you need to hit up all them horse pulling drivers. They got money. That's a full pull for Ben Reed. Next up is Martin. That's a full pull for Martin. That completes this load of 8,000 pounds and we'll add some more weight again. That is a full pull for Bud Goldfair.
You get it though.
Next up is Ben Reed. Dig into the track. So shoes get changed every 6 days, depending on the hook drill. That's a full. Okay, he has 3 inches. I think that's what our judge measured. And he's going to pass his second attempt and come in at the third. The end of the go-round. Next up, we've got Jess Erickson and then Roman Edmonds.
We're going to start eliminating teams now.
One of the things these guys thrive, try and make sure, makes a big difference in the amount they can pull and how they pull. The horses have to leave at the same time. You've only got one horse hitting the end of the evener at one time, takes all the weight out of him, and the other horse sometimes catches up, but then that weight is off balance.
That was tough.
That's a full pull for Jess Erickson. Next up, we got Roman Edmonds, followed by Scott Fisk. That's a full pull for Roman Edmonds. Next up is Scott Fisk, followed by Ben Reed, then Martin Dowling.
that what well, what makes the dog? But I'm saying.
We all have this, imagine. Probably 100 gallons of water.
Back! Go back! Whoa!
That's a full pull for Scott Fifth. Next up, Ben Reed, then Martin Daly. And that's a full pull for Martin. Next up, we got third trout. John Reed has 3 inches. He can come in for a third attempt. On a third attempt, he's got his choice of direction. He can go north or south, whichever he wants. Okay, John's going to pass. He said he's had enough for today. It's hot. Thank you, Johnny, for coming out today. So we need to add more weight.
They're putting on 500 pounds this time. $9,500. They still got 18. About 3 foot.
Dave's first attempt was 2 foot 8 inches. Then he had 4 foot 10 inches. He can come back in at the end of the go round for a third. Next up is Bud Gould, then Ben Reed. And that's a full pull for Bud Gould team. Next up, Ben Reed, then Johnny Reed. for Ben Reed. Next up, we've got Jess Erickson, then Roman Edmonds. Would like to ask you, while the teams are pulling, because this is getting so heavy, I know it's really easy to say, go, go, go. These horses a lot of times will think that sounds like whoa. And they have real sensitive hearing, so if you would just be quiet while they're pulling and then give them a hoot and a holler when they're finished.
Home.
That's a full pull for Jess Erickson. That's a full distance for Roman Edmonds. Next up is Scott Fisk, then Ben Reed, and Martin Dowling.
Does it correctly.
And that's a full pull for Scott Fisk. Okay, Ben Reed would be up next, but this is the first contest this team's been in, and they're still 4-year-olds. So Ben said they've had enough for today. He's going to pass. Give him a big round of applause. Next up is Martin Dowling.
Oh, really?
Organizing this it shows what a little
Okay, Martin had 1'9" on his first attempt, 1'2" on his second. And that completes the round. We've got 2 guys to come in for third trial. First up will be Dave DeWitt. He's got a distance of 4'10". And then it would be Martin Dowling. He stands on 1'9". So we'll give Dave a minute to decide what he's going to do. Yep, he's going to come back in. He's only got one direction because the boat is at the ribbon, so he's got to go back north. Okay, the 50-50 drawing. The winning ticket will be $140 for your half, so we brought in $280. So the winning ticket will be worth $140. Whoops.
See, the horses are looking it over. Oh! Foot.
Okay, his final distance was 2 foot 3 inches. He'll stand on 4'10". Next up is Martin Dowling, and he's got a best distance of 1'9".
Go, this one's sweating. Oh, Jake, I didn't want to pull it in.
Okay, Martin had a final distance of 1 foot 6 inches, so he'll stand on 1'9". And we are going to add more weight. While they are doing that, we are going to have Mr. Larry Reed, the old fart, draw our ticket for us. So if you don't win, blame it on the old guy.
What?
Oh, look, it's my ticket.
I got it. Did he draw yet?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Oh, come on. Probably his hand is busted.
He did. He drew it, but I'm not sure. He brings it out.
Come on.
Okay, sorry about the delay. I tripped on my own wires. Okay, the $140 ticket is 840161. 840161.
Something like we have to stand.
Pounds on the boat. First up will be Bud Gould, then Ben Reed, then Jess Erickson, Roman Edmonds, and Scott Fisk.
161.
Good job. That's a full pull for Bud Gould pair. That is a heavy load.
Yeah, you bought right after I bought.
Nope.
Okay, we'll have a distance in just a second for Ben. He's going to pass his second. He'll be back at the end of the go-around. 3 foot 8 inches. Next up is Jess Erickson.
I put two farms for it. You can put two farms for it. You call it
Nope.
Okay, just at 7 inches. He'll come back in at the end of the go-round. That is a full pull for Roman. Next one up is Scott Fisk. Good job, Scott. That's full pull. got 2 teams to come in for third trials. First, we've got Ben Reed with 3'8", Jess Erickson with 7 inches. On their third attempt, they have their choice of direction. They can either go north or south. A lot of times, this is the strategy of the contest, is they figure if they can come up last, they get their choice of direction. A lot of that is the footing on the track. If they find there's a spot that's broken up a little bit more, they want to go the other way, they've got their choice. Ben's going to go back south. Okay, we'll have a distance for Ben. Next up, Jess Erickson with 7 inches. .13 feet, 7 inches is what Ben ended up with. Just ended up with 2 foot 10 inches, so he bettered himself. That will place him in the contest. So we have to add more weight.
I think you guys maybe figure this is a lot of fun.
All their help in allowing us to put on this poll. And we'd really like to thank all of you again for coming out today. We really appreciate it. Hope you've had a good time. Beckman Productions did the brining on the track for us. Correct compression allowed us to have use of their driveway here. Hilltop Speed, North Star Automotive, Comfort Center in Manistee, the Filer Credit Union, Country View Farm, Saddle Gas and Grocery, Jeff and Amanda Hartoon, Ben Angle, Ben and Lisa Reed, and the Heritage Draft Horse Organization is putting on the poll today. I'd like to thank our judges, Bart Richmond and Amanda Hartoon. Amanda made all the hats that she donated to all the pullers for today. We just appreciate her, all of the work she's done on this, getting this all set up for us. the Bud Gould pair. That's 10,500 pounds. Next up, we've got Roman Edmonds, and then Scott Fisk.
Yeah, he feels better.
And that's a full pull for Roman Edmonds. One more team to come in, Scott Fisk. Scott said he's had enough for today and he's going to say he's done, so let's give him a big round of applause and put him in third place. We'll have to add more weight. We've got 2 teams left in.
I think it's 10,000 pounds. I believe we have 2 teams yet to go.
Okay, we had another 500 pounds, and it brings the boat up to 11,000 pounds. We got 2 teams in, Bud Gould and Roman Edmonds. And Bud is going to pass. So we would really appreciate a great big round of applause for him for coming out and putting on such a great contest. Roman is the next one up, and they can't both pass, so Roman has to hook.
He's got to pull at least 1 inch.
Okay, this is Roman Edmonds on 11,000 pounds. They've allowed him to have his choice of direction. Please be quiet while he's pulling. This is a heavy load. You need to pay attention to him.
Wow.
Give him a huge round of applause. That's a heavy
that's it from Bear Lake.
My chain. Good job, buddy. You can pass.
Roman is first place. He gets this nice director's chair donated by Amanda Hartoon. Amanda Reed.
Here, get in the middle, Bradley.
There, you didn't get none of my money.
You gotta thank a lot of people.
Thanks for coming, Roman. We really appreciate it. You did a great job. Okay, our second place team coming in is Bud Gould. Bud crossed 10,500 pounds. He's our second place team, and he is going to get a pie as his prize for today. And also, we'd like to announce that his dad did the driving today, and Simeon, your horsemanship for the day, we really appreciate your coming. Okay, our third place team today was Scott Fisk. Yeah, if you want to bring him up, we'd appreciate it. Scott is also going to get a pie today. Scott's parked way up north. Got into third place, and he crossed 10,000 pounds. Or nope. Yep, he did. And Scott gets a pie. Thanks for coming, Scott. Okay, fourth place team is Ben Reed with Bob and King. Okay, this is Ben Reed. He's your fourth place team. Ben had 13 foot 7 inches on 10,000 pounds. Ben also gets best dressed for the day. Okay, our fifth place team is Jess Erickson. And Jess is our fifth place team, and this is our last pie. Jess gets a cherry pie. Okay, we've got one more award today, and then we did some calculating with the ladies on their Google Maps. Martin Dowling gets the teamster that travels the farthest. He had 135 miles. It was close because Jess Erickson had 130 miles. So this is Martin. He's the one that got the farthest traveled to come to our poll today. This next team coming up is our fifth place team, Jess Erickson. Jess had 2 foot 10 on 10,000 pounds.
Well, the horses hit. The alfalfa. Yeah, that'll work.
And that is our contest for today. And thank you so very much again for everyone coming out to join us today.
Okay, this is Mike Tillotson in Bear Lake. Have a nice day. Pray for the troops. Pray for the president. I'll see you again. Here's something most people don't know. Come to a horse pull like this, and everything's done. If you go around, find some of the rocks that you on the track, you can take them home. Limit 2 rocks. Okay, I got them end again. So how did it go?
It was a great contest. We had a lot of really nice teams and good teamsters. We got on a heavy load, 11,000 pounds. It was a great contest.
Yeah, okay, so then till next year?
Yep, next year we'll be same place.
And you said Labor Day, there's a pull?
There's a pull Labor Day in Manton so far. It's
Okay.
still on.
Good, hey, thank you. You have a good day.
Thank you.
And just as humble too, right?
Hey, Joy, did you read my email? Good for you. Good. Oh.
And the faithful.
What
For
did
many,
you
this
know?
gathering represents the whole of their church followers. Who is the church for? Why does the world need the church? And what is the church after all? Well, the church isn't the building where people attend weekly services. It's not a program, a list of rules, or a philosophy. The church isn't a political affiliation, a country club, or a holiday tradition. The church was never intended to be just an assembly of people wearing nice clothes and saying nice things. The church is all the followers of Jesus everywhere. The Greek word for church is the word ekklesia. It's the combination of two words, ek, which means out, and kaleo, meaning called. Thus the church, the ekklesia, means the called out ones. In other words, the church, the collective body of all the followers of Jesus everywhere, is called out by someone for something, for a purpose. The beginning of the book of Acts has Jesus calling his disciples to a task, bringing something called the gospel, the good news, to all the world. And this gospel would go out to all the outsiders, the forgotten, the abandoned, and the excluded. And they, those outsiders, would see and receive that good news as actually good. And when Jesus talked about the gospel, it was always in conjunction with something else, something called the kingdom of God. And in the kingdom of God, God's purposes are made apparent. There's justice and righteousness. There's hope for the poor and for the oppressed. And under the kingdom of God, mercy and forgiveness take precedence over bitterness and resentment. Now, people previously deemed to be far from God are brought into his family, adopted as his sons and daughters. And the fullness of the kingdom of God, according to Jesus, is not merely expressed as a way for people to escape an evil world when they die. Rather, the good news of God's kingdom is about the announcement of God's eternity, moving into the present world and carrying on into the life to come. The people who belong to Jesus join him in his worldwide restoration project. And the called out ones, the church, are committed to advancing this good news of God's kingdom into the world. Not as a means of helping people avoid the world, but rather to see God's kingdom life being made real here and now. The whole church, with the power of the whole gospel, for the whole world.
Well, good morning. I need to start with the video until after I had the playlist from Sam for this morning, so I kind of tailored my choice to the opening song here, and that will just see how well Brian does molding his sermon to fit the theme for this morning. Throughout, particularly the Old Testament, there are a number of kings, and the thing is, each of those kings had a specific group of people that he ruled over, and you could put a finger on the map where that kingdom was. The kingdom of God is a different thing. As this video worked to point out, it's made up of the church, which is all the believers, all the followers of Jesus everywhere, that have been called out by someone to do something for a purpose. And we all know what that purpose is, to go out and make disciples. The king, as explained in the video, in the kingdom of God, his purposes are made apparent. And the church's role is to advance the gospel into the world. This first song we're going to sing is one we do on occasion. It's called Build Your Kingdom Here. And as I was looking through the lyrics, it could be just a prayer. Just all the phrases and all the words of this song, if we just said them out loud, they would be a prayer asking God to build his kingdom here. Because that should be all of our goal, right? We want to be part of God's kingdom. We want to be in the center of it. Ann has encouraged us on the worship team to pray big. And why not? Why not pray big? Right? We have a God who can do anything. Amen. So again, as we sing this first song, "Build Your Kingdom Here," again, don't just sing the words. Think about it. Think about what we are asking God to do through us. So, as we continue here, stand as you can, and we're going to start with "Build Your Kingdom Here."